Alright, so what's up YouTube? What's up guys? Sorry I've been inactive for like 2 weeks and it's been hectic to say the least. But when our show releases and everything comes out, you get to see what it's like to be around me 24/7, and it is hectic to say the least. But anyways, got a new phone, so I solved some problems here. Got the new iPhone 6, 128 gigabytes. Sorry to all you Android users. I feel bad for you. We're not even getting into that conversation. But anyways, got a new phone. That was part of my problem before. I really, didn't have enough space. I kept running out of space on my phone. I tried to make you guys a reply, and then I just run out of space on my phone. Because I really don't want to, have to film the videos with my camera, bring them over to my computer, edit them. I just don't want to go through all that for giving a quick video reply. I should just be able to bust my phone out and start talking. But before, it wasn't that simple. But now it is. So, good for you guys. You're going to be getting a lot more answers to your questions and a lot more of the video replies that I posted probably a week or so ago. But I do have the How to Catch a Dog on a Sleeve video. It is on my other phone, and I am hopefully going to get it transferred over tonight, and I'll pump that one out to you guys. It's about 2.5 minutes long. But I didn't forget, did have that. Just been super busy. Anyways, I want to jump into some of your questions here real quick. I'm probably going to answer 3. Just ate dinner, and then I got to jump into some more work. But the first question comes from Baltaj Gill. Sorry, I can't pronounce the name, but he said, how should I make my puppy stop biting me? Well, first thing with a puppy, obviously, is you want to establish rules, boundaries, limits. But I also don't know how old this dog is, so the things that I'm going to say could vary and could depend, because I need to have a little more information on a situation to really give you a thorough answer. But this is meant to be short, so I'm going to try to keep it somewhat short. But good ways to get dogs to stop biting you. If it's a dog that you're sure you're not going to do any type of protection training or any type of sport work with, good ways to get the dog to stop biting you is when he bites you, you want to establish a marker word for a negative, which would either be no or phooey or 9, whatever you want to use. One of the common mistakes with correcting a dog is people use the dog's name. Don't use the dog's name when you correct them. Just say no. Don't say no, Teddy, or no. Don't use the dog's name. It's hard to get out of that habit, but don't use the dog's name in a negative. It's just can get in your way in the long run. So a good method of stopping the dog from actually biting on you is when he bites you, you can either give him a little tap on the nose. If it's a puppy, a little tap on the nose with a finger, 2 fingers, whatever. Just lightly, so he knows, firm, but not too hard. It's a puppy. So he understands. Either you can close the mouth shut, gently for a little while. They don't like that, so it makes them uncomfortable, and they'll stop that way. But one of the most effective ways, actually, that I do, if you're not afraid to stick your fingers in a dog's mouth, well, when they bite, I'll stick my finger actually up at the top jaw, and I kind of push on the top of the jaw, and they really, really don't like that. So that will generally stop them from biting on you at an early age. But again, I don't know how old this dog is. If you got an old dog and it's biting you a lot, then you can, give me a jingle, shoot us an email, darkdynastycanines@yahoo.com, and we will see if we can help you out. Anyways. Okay, one of the next question here comes from Panos Patopopoulos. Wow, I'm sorry. The names, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Can't get those down. But anyways, from which age should I cut my dog's ears, and is this illegal? No, well, depending on what country you're in. Depending on what country you're in, it could be illegal. In the United States of America, it is not illegal, and typically, most vets are only going to cut ears till about 16 weeks. This is actually a discussion that I had recently on a Facebook page about cutting ears too late. We have had ears done later on in dogs. I've had a vet that we've been using for about 9.5 years now. He actually helped me develop the style of ears that we like, less bell, shortcut. The style that you see on my dogs is, something that I would like to consider a little slightly custom to what we do. I actually am very friendly with the vet, and the general is actually on the cover of their protocol yearbook. So that's pretty cool. But I've been using this vet for about 9.5 years. All due respect, Hoppy, if you listen, I don't know how old he is, but he's got to be 85, 90 years old. He's an old man, very nice, very sweet man. But he's been doing this for a long, long time. He also does it freehand. He doesn't use clamps like a lot of people do, and does beautiful jobs. Never messed up any of my dogs, like none. Does them perfect. But some vets will cut ears later, is what I'm saying. But I would be very careful to who. This vet is not it's, what we would consider, I guess, a hood vet. Some people have vets just show up at their house, or $50 ear cup, $100 ear cup, that kind of thing. I wouldn't let anybody like that cut your ears. I mean, I don't let people like that cut my dog's ears, period. But if that's who you're using, then I wouldn't let them do it too old, because it's a matter of, anesthesia and the dog waking it. I wouldn't mess with that unless it's a certified vet. And it is illegal if you are not a certified vet. It is definitely illegal to cut your dog's ears, just so you know. So don't get caught up in that. But anyways, the right vet will do it pretty much at any age, as long as you're clearly understanding what's happening. And when I say that, they're just saying that they need to use more anesthetic, and the chances are, which are very slight, are just a little bit higher that the dog doesn't wake up. But we've never even been anywhere close to that. So, hope that answers the question. Basically, 16 weeks is the cutoff for most vets. They will not cut dogs' ears before 8 weeks, and they shouldn't cut dogs' ears before 8 weeks. So, hopefully that answers your questions. If you need more information on ear crops, I will gladly give you the information on my vet, so you go to a nice vet. I'll tell you right now, it's $400 for an ear crop. They're not cheap, but if you want, Ddk9 you can shoot us an email, and I can send you the information of the vet that we use. They're in Hartford, Connecticut. I have no idea. Okay, so the next question comes from Chris Roberts, and it says, has your pit bulls ever attended you or your family and friends on its own? But I know autocorrect, so I got you, Chris. I know what you're trying to say. Has the pit bull ever attacked anybody in my family on their own? Absolutely not. When it comes down to training protection dogs, the first and most important thing about these dogs is that the right dog is selected for training. You do not take an unbalanced dog and do protection training with. Anybody that is doing that, they're going to be in for a world of trouble and lawsuits later on down the line. So, absolutely not. No way. Has there been training accidents before? Definitely comes along with the territory. But has somebody just been randomly attacked off? Absolutely not. All the things of, do these dogs turn on you? I mean, that is the, oh my God, I can't even get into that. It gives me like a headache to think that people actually think like that. They actually believe that there's a certain breed of dog that's more tentative to turn on you. Like, come on, man. It is all about how a dog is raised. Okay, some breeds are a little more closer to wild, you could say, or a little more intense than others. But this is all about, I don't care what anybody says, man. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what any book says. I don't care. I've seen a lot of breeds of dogs, and the way you carry yourself and conduct yourself around dogs is the most important thing going. So it all has to do with how you are around them and how the dog is raised. So does my dog randomly attack? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Definitely not. So I hope that answers your question. Alright, so we're getting there. The next question comes from Amanda Carr, and it's, can I adopt a puppy from you? Matter of fact, Amanda, you can. Now that we're out here, we are starting to run a partial rescue, but really for only dogs that are in drastic need, or really next day, euthanization type things. I mean, we're trying to do the best that we can. I mean, I'm a positive person, but I'm also realistic, and I do know that no matter what we do, and no matter how we try, like in the previous post I said, to control, breeders, it's probably not going to happen, and, people are going to do as they're going to do, and we're going to keep having these dogs. So, having this land out here, we just decided to put some form of a rescue together where we can, help other dogs that are really, really in need. So, can you adopt a dog from me? You absolutely can, and if you want to, please contact us at darkdynastycanines@yahoo.com, and I will gladly have one of my assistants send you some photographs of the dogs that we have available for adoption. They are even trained by us, so it's a win-win. Are they free? They are not free 100%, but they are not nothing like you're seeing on our website. There's just small adoption fees. Things like that. That's about it. We are going to do some digging into you. If you want these dogs, we really have to be sure that you know, these dogs are going to forever homes. You know, I don't want them to be dogs that have to come back here and then find another home again. So, hope that answers your question. It should. So, can you adopt a dog? Definitely. If you want to, Ddk9 So, I'm just going to go right from this one to the next one, which was, what do I think about German Shepherds? Personally, I don't mind German Shepherds at all. I like German Shepherds for pet purposes, I guess you could say. At this point, to me, I mean, unless they're the right ones, and believe me, I do know of some people that have the right ones, but they're harder to find these days, to find a good, solid, working German Shepherd. Most of the time, they've all been Americanized for the most part, you know, just for shows, and the drive and the working qualities and nerves of the dogs is really kind of, you know, gone up in smoke in a certain sense. So the quality of German Shepherds these days is a little bit low. So, you know, I'm not a fan of that. But personally, I think German Shepherds are gorgeous dogs. They're beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I think they're pretty scary when they start to show aggression. You know, but it's a completely different type of dog. But, you know, I do like herders. I mean, we do have herding breeds here. But generally what you're seeing people use these days are Belgian Malinois, which is a Belgian Shepherd, you know, similar, but not. Really. You know, they're just more primed for this kind of work these days. But what do I think of German Shepherds? I think they're beautiful animals. I think they make great pets. I think they make great family companions. And if you find the right one, they can absolutely make wonderful protection dogs as well. They can excel in sport, and they make great police dogs. So if you find the right ones, they're great. If you find one that's not, you may be riddled with a lot of health problems. So that's how I feel about German Shepherds, but I think they're absolutely beautiful. Alright, so last but not least, Marquis Smith asks, how can I get a t-shirt? I'd rep your company all day. To get a t-shirt, all you got to do is darkdynastycanines@yahoo.com. Put in your order. You can also visit us on our website, darkdynastycanines.com. You can also visit us on Facebook, Dark Dynasty Canines on Facebook. You can also visit us on Instagram, Dark Dynasty Canines, just Dark Dynasty Canines on Instagram. Just type in Dark Dynasty Canines and you will find us. And from there, if you visit the Pitbull Farm and you click who I am following, you can also visit Ddk9 Apparel, which will bring you right up to our clothing Instagram site. So that should help. Hope you found what you're looking for, and I hope to see you in a shirt soon. So that's it, guys. I don't know how many questions I answered, but a few, and I'll try to do some more tomorrow, and I'm going to try to slip that how to catch a dog on a sleeve video out for you in the next day or two. So I hope everybody is well. Hope everybody's having a good night or a good morning. YouTube, till next time.